hello, hello, testing, hello, testing, testing, hello, hello, testing, hello.
Good morning, everyone. I request everyone outside the hall to please come in and take your seats, please.
Please be seated, everyone. The industry stay adaptive.
I request a global government, agentic founder and principal consultant, who will cover my advisories to present her insights.
the issue, patient, and resume in a minute.
Hello, everyone. Okay. So there was a slight technical glitch, so which is fine now, so we should be okay. Apologies about that. I think there was a. No problem. Okay, so there was a slight technical glitch and we've handled that for now. I don't want to make it a very boring presentation, but I would want to make it more interactive. So it'll be great if we guys can participate in it. Okay. Should we use this one? Yeah, ma'am. Then you can. Okay. This is on. Is it on? Because this is taking me bend. Okay. Is it better? Can you guys hear me? Okay, thank you. So before we move ahead with the presentation, I would want to do a quick sort of a quiz. So how many of you would know that how many manufacturing units we have in India for pharma specifically? How many? 30,000? Okay. And what is our global ranking in innovation? Anyone? Any random number will do. No idea? Top 20. Okay, that's okay. We are not top 20, but we are not very bad, but we are not there yet either. Let's see where we are. Okay, so we have more than 10,000 units for sure. Just wanted to tell you that as India, we are a pharma hub. We are the pharmacy of the world. We have so many units that are manufacturing units for us. We have 3,000 plus pharma companies, as I mentioned here. We have 650 plus FDA approved facilities. And we have so many 4,000 plus solutions, enormous on the go as well. So we are the global leader for sure in manufacturing, which is huge, which is very beautiful. However, this pointer doesn't work, sorry. Okay, so not 20, we are at global level 39, which is not that great. I mean, we are producing lots and lots and lots of molecules, but there's no medicine. What do we do with molecules? We are spending so much money on generating molecules, but where is the medicine? That's taking like really, really long time to come. And again, with academics and pharma collaboration, industry collaboration, we rank as 86, which is very far, which is actually very fair. I think this initiative that we have today is really great because that might bring our number pretty up because now we are collaborating between pharma and academics. That is pretty much required. We cannot continue to study the same books forever. We need to bring the technology in. So that will actually change the industry collaboration quite a bit. The major other problem is slow drug discovery. So how much time it takes? Any one of you? 20 years. And how much money? More than 1 billion. Okay, that's a good number. It's quite a bit actually. So what is the problem like? Why do we take that much of time? Anyone? No, we do have R&D, but I would not call it lack of investment in R&D. That's why we have so many manufacturing units. We do a lot of R&D. It's just that we take a lot of time to do that. It is very complex. Certainly, it is very complex. So we have to think it's human life involved. Any pharma drug that is going out without a proper trial, we have seen what happened in COVID times. Quick drugs coming out without proper testing, so many lives at stake. So pharma is one of the industry which is very important, at the same time very, very sensitive. So we have to be very cautious about the R&D part, the trial part, and of course, how we use the technology as well in the system as well. So I feel paperwork also is a big problem. There's a lot of regulations which need a lot of paperwork, and that takes like forever. So we are basically producers versus inventors. We produce a lot, but we don't invent as much. I have to dance between the slides, sorry. My hand has to go that side for the slides. So yeah, so we see that though we do quite a bit of clinical trials, but 80% of them mostly fail, which is very sad. There's like around more than 2 billion. One of you said 1 billion, but more than 2 billion goes into bringing a drug to the market, which is a lot of money, a lot of money. Is it fair? Perhaps not. Is it fair to the patients? Perhaps not. Think about all those diseases like cancer, or the ones which are life-threatening diseases, or genetic diseases which we still don't have a cure for. If it's taking 20 years to come, in 20 years we have 30 more problems coming in our way. Is it fair for the human being? Maybe not. So we need to change the timing for sure. Timing is a big thing. I'm not promising anything on money, because even AI is expensive, technology is expensive. So even if you bring in technology, you might reduce the time for sure. Monetary part will take some time while the technology matures. Okay. So I think I have to closer to the screen. Okay. So what is the industry reality like? Why do we take so much time? What is exactly happening in the market? We have a R&D cost, and it's increasing. The more we are spending in tech, the more we are spending on humans in terms of trials, in terms of drug discovery, in terms of technology. The cost of R&D is very, very heavy. There are trial delays for multiple reasons. Again, approvals is one area, testing is one area, patient recruitment is another area where you can do a trial on patient, human trials. Regulatory complexity is another area where the regulatory, as much as it's important, but because of unnecessary or long documentation or long queuing in that area, we end up actually slowing down the whole process. Now there is a talent gap. In Kannada, we call it actually talent hardbeku. Right? I'm sorry, my Kannada is a little rusty. I'm trying a little, but yeah. So there's no talent. What do you mean by there's no talent? All of you guys are learning here. Anyone want to contribute to it? Why do we call that we have less talent in pharma? Can you be a little louder? Domain specific talent. What do you think we need? Okay, 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 okay. But without having approval or clinical trial, or we cannot actually run it into the market. It is a bottleneck for sure. But at the same time, if I run without the testing, it's human life at stake. But can't we improve that? Can't we speed that up? Expedited moment to market can be done for sure. But what happens is, I feel that government is now investing quite a bit. I mean, 10 years back, maybe the investment was not same. So I've been part of this web community, which is women entrepreneurial platform, which is from Niti Aayog and G20. There are n number of opportunities now to gain the skill, get the money from government, and they're trying to invest into it. Just that we don't have awareness at this stage. I feel that even government is doing a lot of work. I think there's a lot of work required on marketing and campaigning and letting people know that they can gain the skill. So with the talent, I think there's a marketing skill. Maybe I should have added that also, that government need to market it a little more. So we've been talking about the issues and everything. All of you use AI, ChatGPT, Claudes and everything? How much? What is your work percentage with Claude and ChatGPT? All the assignments? Or all the projects? Sorry, I didn't get this right. For everything? Okay, great. So whenever you are using ChatGPT or Claude, just a pointer, please go to the privacy settings, remove one of the privacy setting which says save my chats for future discussion purposes. What happens is when you are saving your personal chats, when you are doing all of the data analysis using ChatGPTs and Claudes, they are storing all your personal data. Okay, and your data is public. You have signed that agreement, so they are not employed that. Please do that, because once you are doing all of that, your drug discovery discussions, your research paper discussions, your story which you are maybe presenting you to your teachers and everything goes out. Every information, for instance, even if you put your personal data in terms of your investment papers or your documents or your research papers, before even you present it to public like this or in a forum like this, it will go out. Because someone would have read it, they would have said, ChatGPT will come to someone and say, hey, you know what? I know that there's another area you can research on. Now your thoughts, your ideas are already with the artificial intelligence, and it's getting very smarter day by day. Like, all the frameworks that we think about and we just verify with ChatGPT, it stores and it can recommend someone else also that, hey, there are few more new frameworks in the market. Why don't you just try and test it? It's just that you need the right question there. So is it adoption problem for AI? No, we know how to use AI, at least on the basic level, prompt engineering level. Basic level, we've all learned for now. But strategic application, one of the basic example I just said that, change your privacy setting while you're using basic AI. But are we using strategically? Or are we just using like a chat partner, we are just typing something, it's answering us something, finishing our homework and everything. Are we actually using it strategically? Anyone can add what is strategic usage means? What is strategic usage of technology and AI? When you have a result in mind, when you know that I want a certain type of ROI, this is my idea, and these are the steps that I would want to expedite. Strategically, you define your journey, and then you tell the AI to support you. AI is very beautifully designed to support you. It can actually tell you which path to take only if you train it well. It is as good as a trainer or a toddler to whom you have fed all your documents. But again, word of caution, every time you are using AI, please make sure you are not giving your personal data. You're only using dummy, and you're making sure your privacy settings are changed. I do this again and again because ethical and secure use of AI is very, very important. I will, I think, continue to say multiple times as well. So you guys might get bored, but I really want this to be repeated so many number of times that it just stays here that I am not secure when I'm using AI. Okay. Sorry for this hand movement. This is given to me. So in the pharma industry, AI can be used very beautifully. There are multiple type of AI. Before I get further to this, I would want to know if anyone knows what is agentic AI. Anyone? Just raise your hand. There's no perfect answer. What is agentic AI? All of you using AI, ChatGPTs and stuff. At least tell me what it is. Your hand.
The representation of me, whatever I've taught it, it will be doing it on its own. So whatever I've already told it to do, I've created my duplicate maybe what I want to get it done from it. So it will do doing on its own whatever task I've assigned.
Okay, that's the simplest way of saying it, but it's a good answer. Agentic AI can actually simplify your complex processes. For instance, if you're supposed to do a patient trial, and if you really want to recruit patient, you can actually design a model which says, I want a patient with certain genome, certain criteria, certain age group. Can you help me filter the data? So you can define the processes, and then of course you can ask it to send the email to those people and standard email and get connected with them, send them a reminder, send them acceptances. So you can simplify the processes for sure. Then what is Gen AI? What is explainable AI? Use your GPT. Do a quick research and tell me. Read and tell me. I mean, at least read and tell me. Okay. in terms of pharma, explainable AI is where it can explain you why it is doing whatever it is doing and what are the flaws in it also. It openly comes and says, in this drug testing, these can be the flaws, these can be the assumptions, these can be the issues. That is more of explainable AI, okay? And in pharma, that is most recommended. Healthcare, that's most suitable. So just setting up a process without understanding what are the problem areas, it doesn't work really well. So I'm part of one project in which we talk to AI. We teach it every aspect of failure, every aspect where it can fail, the systems can fail. That way, we are trying to make it more robust. So as when it is interacting with humans, it can give them a checklist of issues that it can get into, and people have to check that. And we do really want to make sure that human interaction doesn't go away. We want human in parallel to technology for sure. So one of you just mentioned that R&D is missing in India, but that is the first stage. That is the very first stage of any drug discovery or any pharma industry. We put pharma industry in 3 core layers. First will be your R&D layer, where you're discovering the drug, the trials are happening, the preclinical and the clinical trials are happening. The second is your operational part of it. Once the drug is ready, what do? You sell it to your manufacturing units, they pick up the molecules and get ready, with the product. Then you solve the supply chain. The third layer is commercials. What price to sell it? The dangerous the problem, the higher the price. And of course, the R&D work is very high for those drugs. The cost of getting those drugs out is very, very high. The cancer drugs are very expensive for that reason. A lot of genetic drugs are very heavy for that reason. Let's take a quick look at what is noise and what is actually working in pharma. So these are multiple applications. I don't want to read, so I think you guys can look at it. I just explained the 3 layers, from drug discovery to pharmacovigilance. Anyone want to explain me what is pharmacovigilance? You guys all are pharma students. This you should know. What is pharmacovigilance? Louder, please. Reporting and monitoring.
Reporting and monitoring.
Okay. Will it ensure its drug is safe, the reporting and monitoring?
In few cases,
In few cases. What about the rest of the cases?
that's the reason for monitoring and
Okay. The reason for monitoring is that you pick up all the cases, not few cases. Drug safety is one very important area where I feel is you would need AI quite a bit, because uh, it's a place where errors can happen quite a bit. In my understanding, at least with whatever research I have done on pharma and whatever study I have done on pharma, from drug discovery to the time it comes to the market, every stage is pretty important, and you need to kind of make sure that you're using technology properly, and you cannot miss, no stage cannot be missed, no area cannot be missed. You cannot say some cases, it is very difficult. We at this stage we go at a certain percentage of accuracy, but that accuracy rate has to be improved. I mean, we say, okay, the drug can be passed at a certain percentage, if they pass certain clinical trial. One of you can tell me, I mean, you guys are more aware of pharma than me. What is the percentage when you say clinical trials are successful and then we can get it out? What is the percentage it should be? You monitoring, what is the percentage? Some cases should be 5%, 10%, 20%. Don't worry, I'm not picking up on anyone you I'm trying to interact. So it's not a test or something. No teachers of yours will remember this after this. We'll do some brainwash drug or something for them. But please tell me. Any teachers? What is the percentage which is considered as accuracy rate for a drug to go out in the market? 100%. Does it go at 100% ever? Or we fake up numbers? I don't have a perfect number. I'm trying to understand from you guys. 85. Okay. 67. But there's a lot of error still, right? 37% error. And do we look for proteins and human genome as well? Because every human being, what we are understanding more about DNA now, we are understanding every DNA is different, every story is very different. Okay. Okay. So in that case, we are going very specific. Great. Okay. And is it something where you feel that AI usage will be very helpful? Because it'll expedite quite a bit. Okay. Okay. So I will run through a few of the slides. I think you guys are pretty aware about the steps to be taken in, drug discovery and research and stuff. I'll not go in detail, but I'll just briefly tell you how will AI impact in these. Okay. So I have very few minutes left, so we will quickly interact through. They have given me a timer. So in drug discovery and research, we can cut early stage timing. Okay. So there is target and molecule identification, protein structures, and multiple things. So we really need to cut the timing. Preclinical research, from toxicity to the biomarker, I think it reduces the failure points. So when we use AI, we can try to cut on the failure points. On the clinical trials, we can get the trials faster. I gave one example just now that, if we recruit the patients faster, the dropout rate gets better. Then we have regulatory affairs. This is pretty useful use case. It's already in place. If you really want to use, we can borrow it from other industries. A lot of manufacturing units are already using it. If your documentation is proper, if you can automate manufacturing quality is one area I really want to touch upon a little bit more. See, there when you are discovering a drug or manufacturing a drug, you really maintain some temperatures and some areas where you really need to make sure that your units are maintained well. So that it's called predictive maintenance. You assume that your parts or the product parts will go off every now and you maintain them beforehand. So if the life of a unit is or a technical unit is 20 days or 30 days or 10 years, you actually predict that and try to solve it sooner. Okay. And there are other factors around it, power fluctuations, XYZ things, all that have to be considered. But with the help of AI, we use a lot of IoT sensors in manufacturing these days, with which you can do predictive maintenance very quickly. So 5G and IoT together can actually lead to a lot of predictive maintenance. With the help of AI, obviously, we can make it better because now we know which parts are failing faster, which parts are ready to go off. I'm sure no one is interested in supply chain here. There's no manufacturer here, so they would not want to know how can we, optimize the logistics. But of course, with the help of AI, with the help of this is agentic AI case actually. Commercial scale is also agentic AI case. You can just set up a co-pilot and move away with it. Medical affairs, like I just mentioned, please don't put your knowledge without knowing where you're putting your knowledge in. Your knowledge management with AI, as much as it's beautiful, as much as it's risky. Okay, so wherever you're putting your data, please be sure you are aware of what you're doing. Personalized medicine, sir just explained, we need 85 to 90% accuracy, and we need it very fast. Or some patient can be critical condition. I actually lost one of my cousin in 24 hours time. She was diagnosed, there was no drug, and she died. Like she had some aggressive form of genetic issue, which is hospitalized. Doctors like we are not aware what is happening, and we were all wondering if there is a magic pill we can give her because we just saw her walking and suddenly she collapsed and died within 24 hours. So personalized medicine, maybe we were not aware what is allergic to her, not allergic to her, etc., and we could not save. So better patient outcomes can come. We can save lives. Data analytics, I think, is a very old use case. We all have been using it. It's been there like forever. I think through the discussions I've explained all of you that there's a core AI that we need. We have a technology in life sciences. We need data infrastructure. We need automation intelligence systems. We need industry 4.0. We need IoT and 5G working together there. We need blockchain for sure to secure your data. We need to get the traceability of our documents very clearly. Let's quickly take a look at where it can work. Clinical trial is one of the major use case where it will beautifully work if you know what is your patient type, if you can simulate all of that, it will actually give you very beautiful result. I mean, the failure rate will be very, very low. The second case is regulatory AI. This again, because it is pretty much document oriented, if you can automate your documentation, if you can make sure your AI is trained well on your documents, and it's in a secure environment, in an ethical, secure environment, it actually reduce your overall regulations to few days from few months and few years. Medical and commercial sales enablement and all of that, this is for business people, not for pharma people for sure, but it is a beautiful use case. Sales people are already using it. Marketing AI is pretty much out there in the market. If you guys know, there are multiple tools now. You can enable your marketing like anything very quickly. You don't have to now create your marketing collaterals and everything. You know, AI, you just tell AI that for next 20 days, make sure my LinkedIn is live with XYZ documents. It continues to post. Let's quickly look at some failed cases. So if you try to fully automate everything, if you say that I don't need humans, I don't need experts anymore, let's put everything on AI, fail. Because it'll start hallucinating. It starts believing it's the boss, and it can start thinking in the way it wants to. So in one of the movies, I heard this dialogue, the absolute power corrupts you absolutely. So is true with AI. So absolute power can actually lead to a lot of chaos there. The chatbots and all, chatbots and all are also a very bad case. In chatbots, it cannot triangulate the problem. If you say I can recommend a drug using a chatbot, it's the failure point. Then oversimplifying your patient use cases using AI, so your trials cannot be oversimplified. If you try to do that also is a point of failure. So I have listed 10 cases. If you don't have a clear ROI also, that's another area. ROI is your result that you're looking for, your return on investment. You must be spending few $1 billion, but you're still asking for some result. It cannot be monetary, maybe it cannot be a certain result. It can be a treatment to one of the diseases. If you don't define your ROI, you are again failing. I'm sorry, I'm on a timer, so I'm going a little faster. But this is the pointers where I feel that AI can fail pharma very badly. If your data is siloed, if your data is not trained properly, if your data is kept at a place where you can't bring it together, you know, if you have 10 systems running perfectly in their own space and they can't speak to each other, your data is siloed and it cannot give you a good result. Your data has to triangulate, your data has to work together. Your multiple systems should bring it all in one place. Otherwise, it's a garbage in, garbage out. You will give some data will come out, but the answers are not perfect. Strategy, I continue to talk about the strategy for AI usage is very, very, very important. If you can't explain AI what you want, all the cool technology will pull you around quite a bit. So from cool technology to full technology, it's just a one step away. Your ROIs need to be very, very clear with AI. Execution failure, this happens quite a bit actually. When you don't integrate your systems properly, you say, I want to test AI with only one system, and we are not putting a system together properly. Execution failure actually leads to more problems because you have now believed that your product is fine, your molecules are fine, your medicines are fine, and your platform fails it completely because it's not able to execute the whole process properly. So your execution stage is again very important. Your proof of concept will go for a toss. Very quickly, how it looks like for a winning cases and failing cases. No ROI, very generic AI. Don't use AI just for the heck of it. Please understand what is Gen AI, what is agentic, what is explainable, what exactly you need for your own area. If you work in a black box in pharma, data not speaking to each other, system not speaking to each other, it will fail. Don't go with the hype. Winning cases we've already discussed. Go with explainable AI, go with regulatory methods. Make sure you're using ethical AI properly. Make sure you have regulatory process in place while you're using AI. There are human checks in place. Otherwise, we are up for a disaster for sure. I don't want to get into that movie where machines are running machines. Okay. Okay, so you know that's why we fail. It's not because of the technology. It's because we don't tell the technology what we want. It is like if you have a toddler at home, you go and tell him, and hey, please fetch me a glass of water. It'll fetch you a glass of water. Ask him, hey, I just want water. He might get it in a bucket, right? So the same way works for AI. I'm going to skip this slide, just coming here and we'll close it. So if you use AI as a tool, which most of us are using today, it will fail us for sure. Okay. The mindset will fail. We'll all completely fail from a financial perspective also. But if you use for a transformation purposes, you understand your problem first, your workflow first, what exactly are you trying to change, then it will actually help you. Then it, because now you know what you are trying to get out of it. Okay. If your objective, your goals are clear, then it's a good thing. And we can skip this. I think we all know that we need to recenter everything towards human biology. And that's how AI will support you better. If you don't focus on human biology and you will focus on manufacturing and numbers and the sales, that might not give you a better result. You need to actually focus on what humans need. You need a stronger collaboration between academics. You need a very strong collaboration of academic industry coming together where the research can go hand in hand with industry. Industry doesn't run out of numbers. And by the way, most businesses, no offense to any business, I'm a founder as well. We all look for revenues for sure. We need to pay the bills. This is my LinkedIn. If you guys want to connect and ask me more questions, since the time is getting over, you guys can connect with me. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Rubel, for that forward-looking presentation. Your focus on agentic thought, importance of accuracy in drug discovery, strategic use of AI, and emerging tech provides a perfect start to our technical discussions today. Welcome to the second edition of Pharma Tech Converge 2026. To mark this promising beginning and to invoke wisdom and positivity for the day ahead, we now move to the lamp lighting ceremony. I request our esteemed dignitaries to kindly come forward for the ceremonial lighting ceremony. Our chief guest for the event, Mr. Sudarshan Jain, Secretary General, Indian Pharmaceutical Alliance and Chairman, IIHMR University. Our guest of honor, Mr. Vikrant Kshatriya, Corporate Vice President and Managing Director, Novo Nordisk, India. Distinguished guest, Professor S. Satyagopal, former Director, Triple IT Bangalore and Visiting Assistant Professor, IIHMR Bangalore. Our distinguished guest, Dr. C.S. Kedar, retired IAS, former Director General, ESIT and Senior Advisor, IIHMR Bangalore. Dr. Disha Manjunath, Professor and Director, IIHMR Bangalore. Mr. Kamsil Ansari, Associate Professor, IIHMR Bangalore. Though one of our guests of honor, Sri Ritvik Ranjanam Pandey, IAS Principal Secretary to Government, Department of Health Karnataka, and Dr. S.D. Gupta, President, IIHMR Society, are unable to join us today. We are honored to commence this auspicious ceremony with their good wishes and continued support, guiding us.
शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्परब्रह्म दीपज्योतिर्जनार्दनः दीपज्योतिर्परब्रह्म दीपज्योतिर्जनार्दनः दीपो हरतु मे पापं सन्ध्यादीपनमोऽस्तुते ओ दीपब्रह्मरूपस्त्वं
I would like to call all the dignitaries to take their seat on stage.
ओ दीपब्रह्मरूपस्त्वं ज्योतिषां प्रभु
great pleasure, we now move on to do the felicitation of our esteemed dignitaries. To begin, may I request Dr. Usha Manjunath to extend a warm welcome to our chief, Mr. Sudarshan Jain, by presenting a bouquet. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Next, I would like to request Dr. Pratap Nair, Professor, IIHMR Bangalore, to kindly step forward and greet our guest of honor, Mr. Vikrant Shotria, with a Thank you, sir. I request Dr. Shrikant Nayak, Associate Professor, IIHMR Bangalore, to extend a warm welcome to Dr. C.S. Kedar with a bouquet. Thank you, sir. I further request Mr. Sachin Bhatt, Assistant Professor, IIHMR Bangalore, to do the honors of welcoming our distinguished guest, Professor S. Sadgopan, with a bouquet. Thank you, sir. I request Dr. Subodh S. Satish, Assistant Professor, IIHMR Bangalore, to present a bouquet and welcome Dr. Usha Manjunath. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am, for the gracious felicitation. May I request Dr. Usha Manjunath, Professor and Director, IIHMR Bangalore, to stay back for the welcome address.
Very good morning to one and all. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಈ ದಿನದ ಫಾರ್ಮಾಟೆಕ್ ಕನ್ವರ್ಜ್ 2026 ಒಕ್ಕೂಟಕ್ಕೆ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಆದರದ ಸುಸ್ವಾಗತ. On behalf of IIHMR Bangalore family, I extend a very warm welcome to all for this Pharmatech Converge 2026. Welcome to Shri Sudarshan Jain ji, Chairperson, IIHMR University, Secretary General of IPA. Sir, we're very grateful to you to have accepted our invitation to be the chief guest for this program. I don't think it would have been possible to have this galaxy of